You didn't grind for 40 years just to disappear. 5 silent habits are draining your purpose and killing your retirement from the inside out.
Break them now or risk wasting all of the years that you earned.
The first habit we want to talk about is the habit of spending your day doing nothing, thinking that is a good thing. It is not a good thing. That's one of the things that's slowly eating you from the inside out and ruining your retirement. You cannot spend all day long just thinking, I'm just going to hang around and do nothing.
And that does creep up on you in a silent way, right? Because one day you're like, okay, we're going to just kind of relax and do nothing. And then the next day, going to relax and do nothing. And before you know it, you're like, God, well, what have we done this week?
Right.
Besides able to share, 9 different Netflix series with your neighbors.
Yeah.
So you do have to be careful to break the cycle, and it is a silent killer of retirement.
Well, you're not meant to sit sedentary all day long.
Right.
Your body is just not wired to do that. You couldn't do that when you were working because you were working. But now that you're not, don't confuse doing nothing with fulfillment, excitement, entertainment by watching TV. You've got to bring some challenges into your life. You've got to bring some purpose into your life and some fulfillment into your life. And that's going to require you to get off the couch and do some things.
And the second one, kind of dovetails right with that, not to be confused with it, but very similar. Freedom without direction is really an empty place to live. It doesn't make any sense. No vision means no momentum. So if each day just kind of rolls into the next day, and if you cook one night and eat leftovers 3 days in a row, they're all going to feel like the same damn day. You need to start making decisions about what your plans are going to be and anchor them down so that you have some purpose.
And anchoring them down means putting them in the calendar. Because if you don't fill your calendar with some purposeful things, going to the gym, going to the library to read, lunch with friends, learning a new sport, learning a new hobby, your calendar will fill with destructive behaviors.
The next one is a real silent killer, and we have a lot of clients that come and talk to us about that. And it is the fact that retirement can actually ruin your marriage. Staying in traditional roles as you move into this discovery phase of life can really be a silent killer of conversation, a silent killer of relationships, a silent killer of intimacy, a silent killer of all things meaningful in your life. Because you have more time and you're coexisting, that does not mean that you're actually thriving and living in this phase of life.
Well, you have more time with each other, and that tends to be the problem because you didn't plan for this. You spent 30 years where you both had careers, you were both busy, you both had structure, and all of a sudden now you don't, and you have freedom, and you have an open calendar, and you have a lot of time. So you've now got to reinvent, repurpose, redesign your relationship with your wife or partner.
And your roles.
Right. Everything is up for grabs. Everything needs to be talked about. Everything needs to be changed. Well, everything doesn't need to be changed, but the things that need to be changed need to be changed. You can't just assume because you're spending more time together, things are going to get better. They tend to get worse before they get better.
What would be a cool exercise is if you took a typical day in the life of pre-retirement. We both worked,
I like that.
Mark got home at 5, Jody got home at 7 with a bag of groceries. They cut, they chopped, they cooked, they drank wine, they cut, they chopped, they cooked, they ate, they drank wine. Then they cleaned everything up and went to bed and got up the next day. And guess what? It was like Groundhog's Day. The same thing happened again. Mark got home at 5, Jody got home at 7 with a bag of groceries. You can kind of get the rhythm. Now what's going to happen? Mark's not getting home at 5 and Jody's not getting home at 7 with a bag of groceries. In fact, if we don't go to the grocery store, there is no bag of groceries.
Well, there is no get home. We're home.
There is no get home.
We're
already
home all the time.
Right. So it would be interesting. It'd be an interesting exercise under this category of, retirement can kill your marriages. What worked for you pre-retirement and what can you move into retirement relationally and what can't you move in, and what roles are going to change. We now do, Mark cooks 3 days a week. I cook 2 days a week. Tuesday's always mine because guess what? It's Taco Tuesday. So I'm not the best cook in the world, but I can feed us. And if I know those are my days and that's my role, I'm also not the one grocery shopping and cleaning up. If you're the cook, you don't have to do either one of those. So you really do have to spend some time, I think, on that one, because that is a silent killer.
Here's another habit, the fourth habit that's a silent killer of your retirement is being a yes person. Saying yes to everybody and everything. That has to stop. We talked about this morning at length. You've now got to put a stake in the ground and reclaim some time for yourself, for your relationships, for your kids if you have them, for your growth, for your physical wellness, your mental wellness. But it begins with you. And we talked this morning about this for a good 30 minutes about how important it is to work on self first, and then you can take care of everyone else. We mentioned, I know we've done a bunch of videos today, but this thing you found out called caregiver syndrome. Jody just found about this yesterday. We've been doing some research on it. If you're a person like Jody who cares for me, the dog Ruby, our 6 kids and their partners and the grandkids, constantly checking in with them, and the circle of friends that you have and the golf league that you have, you're providing care to all of them, but you're not really putting enough energy into your own stuff. The only way to do that is stop saying yes to everybody when they reach out.
Well, I think
I'm using you as an example. I'm not picking on you. I need to do the same thing. We're just not good at that.
And I think the other way to look at it, because, I'm a big say yes person and I actually believe in this discovery phase. You should say yes more than you say no, especially if there's an opportunity for you to grow, change, develop, learn, all the things. So this idea of don't say yes, I kind of struggle with. Here's how I phrase it in my own mind. Is it mine to hold? So when someone comes to me and they dump something at me and I'm like, I literally say in my mind, is that mine to hold? Because if it's not mine to hold, I drop it. I listen, I'm kind and caring, but it's not mine to hold. And that's been a big revelation for me, because that's not me saying no to people. That's me saying no to owning their stuff. And I think that's a big difference.
I like that. The fifth habit that you need to break is this idea that busyness is going to solve all your problems. Filling your day with busy, non-important items. Well, I don't understand what's happening.
You don't understand?
What, am I busy?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Well, why?
I have been sick this week. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have had one of those crazy summer colds. Crazy. Coughing, all the things. I'm not a napper. I'm taking a nap the other day.
You hijacked my habit.
Typically, Tuesday's my golf day. Okay, wasn't able to golf on Tuesday because I was so sick, and I didn't want to get the ladies sick, the whole thing. Okay. Mark was on the phone. I'm telling you guys, from 8 in the morning until 6 at night, nonstop on the phone, working on Retirement Transformed, which I am so grateful for. But I was like, dude, you're so busy on the days that I'm not here. Wow. Like, you need to take a breath, take a break.
But that's not busyness.
It's busy.
It's productive. I'm talking about running errands,
Busy being busy?
Busy being busy to avoid reflection, to avoid discomfort, to avoid trying to figure out what's going on. Just filling your day with non-essential, busy stuff. It's a really bad habit. You've got to step away from that and spend a little time reflecting. On another video, we talked about, instead of a big to-do list, create a big to-be list. Who do I want to be? What do I want to do in this phase of life? What's important to me? What are my values? What are my skills? How can I repurpose my skills to serve others? Kind of like what we're doing, with our YouTube channel. And I think it's what happens is you become numb.
Yeah.
You become numb, and all of a sudden, before you know it, 10 years have gone by, and you really haven't accomplished a lot.
I think it's easy to fill every minute of every day in the discovery phase of life like you used to fill every minute every day in your career. I would just challenge you and challenge our viewers to say, is it meaningful? Is it purposeful? Is it driving the bus somewhere? Because if it isn't and it's just fill in, listen, I have a free time slot from 10 to 11, let me grab another call, then I would say, like you're just being busy to be busy.
So I think to fix that, you anchor in a few things each day. Number one, a morning routine. And if you've watched one video, if you watched 100 of them, I talk a lot about my morning routine, Jody's morning routine. Anchor in some time where you're reflecting, you're being grateful, you're writing about how you're feeling, you're writing about what you're struggling with, you're writing about what you want to do in life, you're writing about who you want to be. Take some time every day in stillness to think and write, and then fill your day. But if you don't take any time for that and just fill it with non-essential stuff, it's going to crush your chance.
I would just caution you to be wary of busyness versus alignment. Are you?
Yeah. I agree. Okay.
Sometimes retirement actually feels like uncertainty. When we first retired, we thought we had it all figured out.
And after 30 years of structure and purpose, we finally had freedom.
I mean, think about it. No more meetings, no more deadlines, no more client calls, no more sales calls, no more budgets, no more teams to manage. We had all the time in the world.
But within months, we were drifting. We lost our rhythm. We lost our purpose. Our health started to deteriorate, and our marriage was in trouble. We knew we had to make a change.
We were waking up each day saying, what now? And by the way, we had no answers. We believed the lie that had been told to us. It's time to sit back and fade away and do nothing and really marginalize yourself. And that's not what we wanted to do.
So we flipped the script. We started to work on our health. We started to work on our purpose. We worked hard on our relationship and our marriage. And all of a sudden now we have a new life that we are living that is absolutely amazing. And we hope that you'll join us to learn more about how we did it.
And we're going to share with you what we did in a free webinar called The Hidden Truth About Retirement. 3 reasons it's not what you were promised. Click the first link below or scan the QR code to join us.
You have one life to live and make this your best life ever. The only way to do that is to design it yourself. So join us on our free webinar. Here's some questions our team put together. Hi, I'm Barbara from Tucson. My husband and I retired the same year, and now we spend every day together. But somehow we feel more distant. How do we create space for connection without falling into old routines? A lot of people find this when they first retire, when they enter the discovery years, but they're not trying to discover new things. They're caught up in the old way. We've always done it this way, so we'll keep doing it this way. But now you've got all day long together, and it's kind of like, well, what do you want to do now? I don't know. What do you want to do? You've got to find some of your own things that are important to you. She or he has to find some of his own things to separate you, and find a couple things together that are meaningful, not just, well, we have 2 hours today, so what do we want to do? You have to plan it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I would totally agree. And I love the idea of having your own things, my own things, and our own things. And every day won't be a complete balance like that.
Right.
Some days will be off kilter.
All right, this is Vince, 66, from Sacramento. I thought being done with work meant peace. Okay? That's what everybody thinks. Now I'm restless, anxious, and constantly overbooked. How do I stop confusing productivity with purpose? I just talked about that.
Yeah.
The being busy. You've got to anchor some important things. It's as easy as every morning spend some time journaling. 3 gratitudes, 1 self-affirmation, something you're good at. 3 things you're looking forward to today. If you can't come up with 3 things you're looking forward to do today, then you need to work on that. What are 3 things you're really looking forward to? Is it lunch with a friend? Is it cleaning the garage? Is it cleaning the kitchen drawer? Whatever it might be, have some things that make you feel good about your day so that you feel fulfilled.
And the last thing I would say, though, I would really look at the overbooked. You often feel overbooked. And I would ask you, because you're the controller of your calendar in this phase of life. Mm-hmm. So Why are you overbooked? Like, what have you said yes to that is not providing you any value?
That's a good point.
Because I think being overbooked is no longer an excuse. It's not like those were all put on your calendar by someone else.
Yeah.
You actually actively said yes to whatever it is.
I like that.
I would do a little self-reflection on that. Okay, the next one. I'm George, and I'm 68 from North Carolina. My wife keeps saying I'm micromanaging the house like it's my boardroom. How do I drop the fixer role and reconnect with her emotionally? And you know, George, a lot of people, men and women, both fall into this trap. You have been the CEO, the COO, the manager, the team leader of your operation in your career. And you get home and you're going to run the home and manage the people like you ran the office and managed the office. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for anybody. So clearly defining roles, clearly communicating needs, clearly adding in spontaneity and fun things on the agenda that you can do together, clearly finding habits, passion projects, and purpose. Those are the things that I would recommend that you start with and then collaborate with your wife to make sure she's on board.
Yeah, I think make your relationship with your wife one of the projects you work on. It's just, it's an ongoing, evolving relationship that you need to invest time in. Just like you do around the house and fixing things. You need to spend time not fixing your relationship, but building a new relationship with your wife.
And I think it's hard, the micromanaging piece, I would do some self-reflection on that. I can fall into that trap. I like things where they're supposed to be, a little bit of a neat freak that way. Even the dog's toys, I clean them all up at the end of the night. I put them in the basket. When the grandkids were here, I was constantly like picking up, cleaning up, organizing. And that could be the killer of some joy, especially for people. Mark gets a blanket out every night if he's sitting down to journal or watch TV or whatever it is. And at the end of the night, I'm folding it up and making sure it gets put back so I don't see it in the morning.
And I purposely don't fold it because Jody needs certain things to do before she goes to bed to feel like she got something done. And sometimes I'll hide a dog toy under her side of the bed.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Just to keep you excited, to keep the flame alive. And you get into bed and say, who put this dog toy here? Ruby was up here playing around. That's all.
Now I
gotta be playful. Be playful.
Now I got your number. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Markham and Jody, I'm Rhonda, 63. I feel like I'm floating through my days. What's one habit I can build this week to create more direction without overloading myself again?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Build it in every day. Just build it in.
Walking.
Walk 20 minutes one direction,
Sit-ups,
20 minutes back.
Push-ups.
A few sit-ups, a few squats.
Planks.
Listen to music while you're doing it.
Yeah, I love that.
Be really mindful when you start, when you finish. Do it again tomorrow, same time, when I start, when I finish. Things that you enjoy and that you do for 66 days will become your habit. You will be able to sustain it, but you just need to press forward.
And it's going to bring you energy. For anyone watching this who's not doing daily exercise of some kind, start tomorrow or today, and you will find after 4 or 5 or 6 days, all of a sudden now you have more energy. Don't do it one day and look in the mirror and say, I don't look different and I don't feel different, so I'm not going to do it again. You need to give it some time.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea what you just came up with. So definitely try that.
If you enjoyed this video,
you're going to like this next one too. We want to make sure we're spending the kind of time that really is important to us individually first. That means going to the gym, having coffee together, going out to dinner with who we want to go out with, not just go out because someone called us and you want to hang out with them. Our time is the most precious commodity